about before. What I would definitely consider, Kay, whatever you're doing is probably proper if you're making money, but definitely consider always what you can give away to people for free. That always causes people to like you. As an insurance agent, if you're in the final expense business in particular, I could think of a few things you can give away. One of them is a last will and testament. You're dealing with older people. You're dealing with low income people. For the most part, not the most sophisticated people. We're not talking about people with annuities and pension plan, anything like that. That's why they're buying these final expense policies. They need friends. I'm not sure if you've ever walked into, you have walked into the house of lower income older people, and they're always very friendly because they like to have friends. Everyone likes to have friends. They like to have people they could trust. So if you develop a reputation in the neighborhood that you sort out their will, which is a very simple document. The trick is you need someone to witness it. You need someone to keep a copy in their file cabinet. And that's something you could do. Other people that have multiple hundreds of thousands of dollars in their bank, they hire attorneys. But I imagine if you're buying a final expense policy, you're probably not wanting to hire an attorney. Okay, someone is saying I'm going in and out. Can you hear me okay, or it's going in and out? Let me switch my microphone. Hold on a second. Okay, I'm not sharing my screen anymore. Hold on, share your screen. Okay, can you all hear me okay, or it's going in and out? Let me, okay.
Hey, David.
I hear you, Barney. Barney from Alabama. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, sir. It's saying David.
Is it better now that I took it off screen sharing?
Yes.
Okay, maybe I'll keep it off screen sharing. But in the meantime, let me see what it says here. The microphone is that, the camera is on. Sometimes you get too many of these stuff on, bad stuff will happen. But in any case, it's not on screen sharing right now. I'll move it over to that in the future. But in the meantime, I definitely want people to make money, and I want people to use our tools. If these tools are something that can help you out, for the most part, I'm pretty darn sure that the website technology that we offer people is superior to anything in the marketplace. It's completely up to you to manipulate these tools to what you do for a living. If you're in the final expense business, you put that final expense quote engine at the top. If you're big into Medicare, make sure you change around the content. You put the Medicare quota at the top, term life, you've got annuities, health insurance. This stuff is designed for you to make money. I would imagine what you would probably want to do is put the website on your own domain name, do the proper steps to move up the search engine, which is not very difficult. If you click over to our domain page, it mentions there a 13-minute video which talks about original content and time on site. This is a great tool for one of the companies we're pushing, which if you go into the back office, it mentions the word major insurance company. I do specifically mention that the insurance company does not want me to mention their name. We are live streaming this on YouTube, so I can't mention their name. If I was not on YouTube, I can. If anyone if anyone needs game-changing high commissions, I could definitely get that over to you. The other company is a final expense company. I start people off at really high commissions. They do allow me to mention their name. They also allow me to mention the commission levels online if you click that link. But the fact is, no one in this industry likes my company. I should say no marketers like my company, because we're offering substantially better deals for you, which means you're not going to these other companies that are giving you bad deals. So I just don't want to even mention that final expense company that we're pushing as well, because I'm sure bad things will happen when they get 100 companies calling them up to tell them to cancel our contract, because we do offer substantially higher commissions than anyone else in the marketplace. In the meantime, I believe I'm not going in and out on the telephone because I switched it off screen share. Is that correct, Kay? Kay, I just unmuted your phone. Okay, Kay from Texas. Hi, Kay from Texas. What else we want to talk about? I did mention about the incentive-based marketing program, specifically for final expense people. I would imagine they want a last will and testament. We have agents that carry portable printers in the trunk of their car. They become notary public. They become known in a local area as the girl or boy who handles that aspects of people's life, and that's a great lead system. I like this idea so much. I told my programmer to build it. He's done it 90%. It will be uploaded shortly. But in the meantime, if you go to NAAIP.org, you scroll down where it says sales tools. It's in alphabetical order. If you click where it says last will and testament, free will, or something like that, it takes you to a website called doyourownwill.com, which is not a bad tool. So definitely, I would suggest you guys become proficient on that. In addition, one of the people who sell final expense, I've noticed there was a company out there called Legacy Safeguard. Has anyone on this call been in this business for a couple of years and remembers Legacy Safeguard?
I think I remember it. I don't remember.
Okay, the concept, you have to look at the concept, what they're doing. It's the same concept. You give people stuff, it causes them to like you and need you. Then you look at the flaws in their system. One of the flaws happened to be, if you look at that long PDF that they have you fill out, it asks who your attorney is and where is your will located. And you could easily do that and become superior to their system. Another aspect of their system, which makes it very favorable, is they become a concierge service for these older, unsophisticated, lower income people. Concierge service is a fancy word. They help you through that difficult time. And it's all based on a federal FTC regulation, which states that funeral homes must accept caskets and tombstones and flowers from outside the funeral home. We all know that someone who's 80 years old, husband died 2 or 3 years previous, this woman is in a terrible situation. Or let's say the husband's around, but he's 83. They're under a lot of pressure, a big sadness. They're very, very easily able to be manipulated. Imagine if you develop a reputation in a local community as the girl who helps people out. And it's not very difficult. Whatever this legacy safeguard is doing, you could do. What I personally would do, based on this FTC regulation where caskets and tombstones can get a lower price if you do shopping. If you Google the word, Kay, I know you know how to use Google. If you Google the word online caskets, online tombstones, then you look at the 5 or 6 funeral homes in the area and see what they're charging. Suddenly you become an expert on this. And if you put this on your website and publicize that you're an expert and you're willing to help people, it could be just saying, hey, go to the XYZ company and get it at 30%, 30% of the price. It could be saying Costco or Walmart does it for 60, for XYZ price. It's not a hard expertise, but everyone is looking for an expert in the industry. Kay from Texas, does that make sense?
Sense, David.
Right. So this is how you make a living. This is a tough business. Me personally, I'm not as much into final expense as you would believe. And it's probably because I have my company has a golden deal with one of the largest life insurance companies in America, which doesn't do final expense. But we also have a very good deal with that particular company that you are contracted with, which is listed in the NAIP back office. We start people off at 122%. They happen to be the only company out there that has 5 different whole life policies, which is definitely a really good deal. If you learn that company, you're at the top level. They make it very easy for recruiters if you want to send invitation. One more time, Jason.
What company is that? One more time. I apologize for interrupting.
One of the problems, this company did give me permission to put their name online and put their name in the commission levels online. But the fact is, I have a feeling now that I'm on YouTube, I'm doing live streaming on YouTube, I have a feeling bad things will happen if I start mentioning companies' names. If you go into your password protected back office or any email I send you, it mentions that company. Password protected back office where it says dashboard latest news. Any email I send you, including the email that you got after you signed up for the free website, it mentioned that company. All you have to do is send me an email with the words, please send me contracting, and I'll get it over to you. We keep it very cut and dry. We put everyone on a top level commission, no strings catches whatsoever, which is listed online as well. We don't offer anything special on the incentive-based marketing system when it comes to final expense. It's really up to you. I did tell you that we are putting a last will and testament, which will be NAAIP technology on every website. It's not done yet. I would say in another 1, 2, or 3 months, you'll wake up in the morning, you'll see it there. But you don't have to wait till my programmer gets it. The website doyourownwill.com does exist. When it comes to incentive-based marketing, what I'm most excited about is our major insurance company, which happens to be a top 5 mutual company. Mutual, we all know that means it's owned by the policyholders, and these companies are paying 5% on the whole life policies, which is on a compounded basis. It's tax deferred, then eventually tax-free income. And I've seen policies coming in $300, $400, $500, $600 per month, which means you guys make, thousands of dollars on every sale you make. It just so happens that the website technology that we're offering you, no strings, no catches, free. You could offer these websites to business owners, and these people will really like you. And that is an incentive-based marketing lead system, and that's how you make a living. And again, on that particular company, they don't even want me to put anywhere their name. But if you send me an email with the words send me contracting from major insurance company, I will send you the contracting. I do mention the provisions in the password protected latest news dashboard. It says everyone starts at 90% unless you could show $100,000 of income or after 10 sales. It's a cookie cutter approach, but these are commission levels which are substantially higher than anyone else in the industry, just to keep it simple. If I was not on YouTube, I would mention the company's name, but we are on a YouTube live stream. If anyone wants to go to my YouTube channel, if you could subscribe and like and make a nice comment, I would mightily appreciate it. I believe we have Ken on this call as well. Hello, Ken.
Hi, how you doing?
Very good. Just having a good time. Ken, you recently signed up for the website. Okay. Let me read Larry's. Are we contracted to offer? If you get contracted, you have to send me an email with the words send me contracting. I'll do it. And that's to Larry Chapman. Larry, can you hear me? Larry, you were on mute. I took you off mute. I believe you do hear me. Is that correct? Okay, we are good. You do hear me. Okay, I'm glad to hear that. But in any case, I believe people have individual questions. I know I spoke to Jason earlier this week. Cher, I've never spoken to. Hi, Cher. Beatrice. Okay, Jorge. I believe Jorge from Hialeah. Jorge, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, I'm pretty sure you signed up for the website. You actually subscribe, which means you're paying $14.99 to get rid of those advertisements that pop up after 50 hits. Even though I say over and over, it's also on the website. The website is free. It always will be. There's no strings, no catches. Programmers like to get paid. So our technique is a little bit innovative, to say the least. After 50 hits, these ads pop up on the site. To get rid of these ads, money helps. So it's $14.99, or you could sell through us. If for some reason you spend the $14.99 and eventually you sell through us, I will refund that money to you. We do use PayPal, which makes it really easy to refund money. Jorge, I noticed you did, if I'm not mistaken, you did get rid of those ads, but you're still not properly hosting your website. Is that correct?
Yeah, I think what I got to do is buy a URL and then point it in the right direction. So I'm going to be doing that probably today.
Okay, I'm going to start sharing my screen. If the voice starts filtering out, someone put on the chat or tell me or something that my computer is not working, but I will start sharing my screen right now. So I know there's a lot of conference.com, so you could see my screen. Let me flip over to, let me just invite some people now. There's some people I'm on what's called click chat or something, whatever the heck it's called, to get more people to the call. But if you go to our page at the very top of NAAIP.org, there's a couple of clicks there. One of them is, in fact, I'll go there right now. Let me just go there right now. There's a click where it says domains. All the information about domains is here. Please read this page. It talks about GoDaddy offering a coupon code initially when you come in. It's going to be either 99 cents or $5. They used to have 99 cents. They may have raised it to $5. You'll see what they're charging, but whenever you buy something online, put the word coupon code in, and something good will happen. I do have a direct link here. Let me see what it says here. Click here. Let me see if they still have that coupon code, what it says. Okay, whatever it says there. Okay, in the meantime, it does give you advice on a good domain. Keep that in mind. I believe, Jorge, your last name is pretty long, if I'm not mistaken, so I'm not sure if you're going to use your last name. And your first name is really...
I'm going to use a different name. I'm creating a company name, whatever, Florida Insurance something.
Okay, one of the problems you're going to run into, Jorge, is no one has ever heard of these fake companies, or these companies no one's ever heard of them. FloridaInsurance.com is taken. FloridaLifeInsurance.com. All these good domains are taken. So one of the good ways to have original, authoritative sounding names is using your name. So definitely keep that in mind. Even though your name is very long and it's hard to spell, figure something out, because there's nothing like my name is Jorge from XYZ. It's just, Payne Weber, Smith, Barney. These all sound professional. But, a lot of times people try to invent these. Okay, let me start. I'm going to start sharing. Stop. Patrick is telling me I'm cutting out, so I'm stop sharing the computer. But in any case, definitely look at this page where it has the examples of good domain names. It has a step 1 and step 2. This takes 3 minutes. That's all it takes to host these websites properly. Your website will be secure. There will be it'll look good on a cell phone. That's how you know you've done it properly. I know some people, once in a blue moon, they do forwarding masking or something like that, and you'll notice the site will not look good on a cell phone, and it will not be secure. So those are the two things you have to keep in mind. And it's step 1, step 2. There's also a 3-minute video which shows me doing step 1 and step 2. We will be switching to a different hosting system, I believe, in a couple of weeks, but this one will continue working. The reason I want you to do this, Jorge, and not me, even though you are subscribed and you're paying the $14.99 to get rid of these ads, I can do it for you if you give me the GoDaddy username and password. But ideally, what we're heading towards is a white label system where you'll be able to use this website as a recruiting tool. You'll be able to recruit insurance agents to this. These insurance agents will have no idea that my company exists. And even though I'm not doing screen sharing right now because my computer is cutting in and out, but normally I do screen sharing, and you would have noticed that the number of agents in our system is over 13,000. I do show my admin back office on a daily basis on this 6-day per week conference call. So this is definitely a good recruiting tool. One of the huge negatives currently, if you want to use this system to recruit insurance agents, is that agents see that my company offers these game-changing high commissions. So that is not a good deal. But eventually, We don't have, but we will have that white label system. I would say in another 3 months. In the meantime, if you want to give these websites to business owners, you are welcome to do so. A plumber, an electrician, these people, it matters nothing to them when someone fills out a form on their website. They get an email from me stating, congratulations, someone filled out a form. Please consider contracting with XYZ insurance company. A plumber could care less. But the main thing is the quality of what we're offering is super good, especially that there's a video at the top of the website. The video makes everything super high quality. Probably not a bad idea. I hear you, Jorge. What is your question?
Yeah. Are you talking about using that HTML that I saw in the back office, which actually I put it on my personal website? The quoter, is that what you're talking about?
I'm not.
The quoter to people's website?
Okay, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about that particular page at the top of NAAIP.org. Let me go there right now. There's a couple of links there. You got leads, domains, quoters. If you click quoters, you'll see the HTML code where you could paste on any website. The only thing you'll have to do is where it says equals Jack, change it to equals your username on NAIP. And choose which. That's not what I was talking about. That particular page specifically is about insurance agents that have other websites, but besides NAIP, or they want to, they would post that code there. A lot of it, the quality of the websites that we're offering is pretty darn good. If you look at ours and what other companies are offering or other websites, especially that we have video, there's a decent chance you'll figure out that ours are better. But we do have that option. There is someone here someone from Illinois. What is your name? James. First name is James.
Yeah.
Hey, James.
First name James, last name Austin.
Mr. Austin.
I just got a question about. Yeah, so I was going to join and create a website. Well, I did join, but I want to create a website, but I have a domain name, GoDaddy already. I just never linked it. I never created an actual website. I linked that already and use domain.
James, let me answer your question. You go in your password protected back office under latest news. It mentions a step 1 and step 2. If you follow that, it takes approximately 3 minutes. There's also a YouTube video which explains how to do it, which shows me doing it. It only takes 3 minutes.
Okay,
that's all it is.
The link to my already username.
Right, that is correct. Just make sure your website is secure and it looks good on a cell phone. That's an indication that you've done it properly.
Well, I actually never set it up. There's no content on it, but I was gonna go through you guys for the free website, but I wanted to have my own. I already paid for the domain name, so I wanted to link it to you all website as well. Okay,
James, let me put you on mute. James, let me answer the question again. You have to have an NAAIP account. So go into NAIP.org. I was under the assumption you signed up already, but go to NAIP.org. At the very, it says sign up for a website. It's free and always will be. The first step, you just put in your name and your email and password. Then the second step, you choose the template. You have to do that second step for this to be created.
Okay.
And we are good.
David?
I hear you. What is your question?
David, I have a question. I noticed your templates on the back office, but every time I go to my actual page, it shows the same picture of the couple sitting with the kids on the chair. I mean, I'm kind of confused.
What I'm going to do, let me figure this one out, because again, you are subscribing. I want to make sure this is good. What you want to do is 5 of the 6 templates you edit when you're on the site itself. The first template is using a different system. In fact, the programmer is working on it that all 6 have the same system. So
I'm using the second one now.
Okay, so you're using the second one. So you go on your site. When you're logged into the password protected back office, you click where it says background header, and there's approximately 70 or 80 images to choose from. You pick something else. From what you told me, I have a note that you live in Hialeah. So pick something that looks like people in Hialeah, or one of the stuff that is, if you're into auto insurance, put a picture of a car or whatever you do for a living. But definitely, all we're doing on that default image is a suggestion. But it's definitely in your best interest to change it to what you do for a living. And you could also upload your own image, but we have so many images there. It's a lot. We are adding more. So please keep that in mind. We'll be in the next couple of weeks, you'll see a lot more images. I personally feel that video is the best. So you could definitely, check out the video options. On that one, I sent out an email blast a couple of days ago. I believe it was yesterday, saying we're uploading another 50 videos. But there's nothing like uploading your own video. So please keep that in mind as well. But
I know that you have a template that says that, a couple of templates that says that you can put a video on the header. Are those the ones you're talking about?
Right.
Video in there?
All the templates except video, except template number 1.
Okay.
And
one thing that I had a difficult time finding, and this might help other people, was logging in. I would try clicking in, and it would always bring me to the page where you create a new account.
Okay, Jorge.
At the far bottom on the left is where it says login.
Okay, I have no idea what you're talking about, but what you got to do is log into your back office. It's very small on your site itself. On your site itself, It's really at the very bottom. I made it really small because it also says.
I emailed you 3 times because I was trying to get into it, and it would take me to that page over and over again. And then I'm like, luckily, I said, wait, let me keep hunting until finally I saw it on the bottom. And then when I clicked that, it brought up the password. And it got me into
Okay, we are good. Jorge, also at the NAAIP.org at the top right, it says the word login. It's pretty hard to miss on our main web page. And that is the scoop there. Okay, let me, I was about to click. Okay, let me, but you do, but try to, consider video or slider header. The slider headers take 4 images at the top. And I believe that looks much better to have 4 images than just 1. But this is completely up to you to manipulate. There's a decent chance that anyone who has not touched their website at all, like they've done no editing, I'm going to tell my programmer to put a slider header in there. Add it like another image or another 2 images. Just to make it more impressive. What we're actually trying to do is get people to use this technology. Then we smack on that thing, those ads, and you probably say you want to get rid of those ads. And when that happens, you end up clicking where it says $14.99. And I'll tell you, if you ever sell through my company in the future, I'll refund that money to you. And we are offering you these game-changing, really high commission levels, recruiter level. So it's definitely in your best interest. So whatever I could do to make stuff happen, we'll do. In fact, we're always trying to improve this website experience to get more people in our system. You probably, I don't want to break any news, but when you build these type of systems, it does not cost us additional money if you're using it. But programmers don't work for cheap, and we happen to have really good people doing this stuff. In fact,
why don't we add a new agent if we get one now without you're getting the white branding thing?
Okay, I'll mention that the 2 companies we're pushing the most. One is a final expense company. You guys are at the highest commission levels. The commission levels are, you could see online. If you send me an email with the word, please send me contracting, I'll get that over to you. That company makes it real easy to recruit. You're at the 122% to start. You go into your password protected back office. Actually, if you go to our webpage, which is NAAIP.org/the name of the insurance company with dashes, it shows you the commission levels. There's also information there about recruiting. And when you go into that particular insurance company's back office, you send out the invitation. What it means is if you send someone 100% contract and you're at 122%, you get the difference. One of the problems will be, until we do that white label system, if you send them to NAIP, they're going to know that they could get these really high commissions just by sending me an email, which is probably not good for you.
Okay.
The other company we're pushing, which is the major life insurance company, a top 5 mutual company. You guys, I mentioned the commission levels on the back office, but I don't mention the company. If I was not on YouTube right now, I would mention them, but I am on YouTube live streaming. On that one, I would have to specifically send them an invitation. They won't know it's from me. It'll come from they're not going to get an email from me, but I have to physically send the email invitations from them to them, which I'll CC to you. Actually, I don't CC it to you. It goes directly to from the insurance company to your agent. You'll get an email from me saying, hey, I sent this invitation to your guy, and you forward it to him with switching all the names, and you go from there. Eventually, we do this white label system, and voila, you give them a website. They'll have no idea that my company exists. But in the meantime, you're at a substantially higher commission than anyone else in the industry. So it's really up to you to make sure these people sell.
Okay. So I'm sorry. I'm in the back. I did my profile and everything. I'm all set up. So I'm in building mode on the website. How do I link my domain name? Yeah.
Okay. Dashboard latest news. If you read that whole area, there's a step 1 and step 2. It gives you step 1 and step 2. You follow that. There's also a link to a 3-minute video showing me do step 1 and step 3 to step 1 and step 2.
Hey, David.
I hear you.
Hey, this is Barney. I sent you an email. Did you get that?
Okay, let me check. Right now, I'm about to go on Facebook Live. Let me just see how I have to click the word live. I want to make sure I'm doing it right. USB video, correct microphone. I made a title. Boom, I'm going to go live on Facebook as well. Okay, let me go into my password protected. I guess it's my email. I'm sure I got it. I came to the office a little bit late today, so I will.
Hey, David, I'm sorry. I texted it to you on the phone number.
Okay, so I'll get it. Let me check my phone. Hold on. Okay, I get it. I get all my phone messages. It's not going anywhere. I'll check right now. I got a message from Barney. I see you texted something.
Okay.
Okay. Check my IP address. Okay, what I gotta do? Okay, an IP address. I'm not doing live stream. I'm not doing screen sharing because for whatever reason my computer internet connection isn't working as good as it should. But if I click where it says domains.org, I click that. If you scroll down, there's a bunch of bullet points after step 2. One of the bullet points happens to be what's my DNS.net. And that's where you could check IP address. But in the meantime, let me go to my admin panel, and I could see if you've done it there as well. Okay, I know you might have done step 1, but immediately after you go into your NAAIP password protected back office, go to profile settings at the bottom, input your domain name under the format of www. If it lets you do it, it means you've done step 1 properly.
Okay.
In fact, let's do it during this call. Let's get stuff up and running, and we go from there. Okay, James Austin, I believe, is on my YouTube as well. Is that correct? James, you came from, he was on YouTube. Now he's not there anymore. Let me see. Hi, James.
David, back to the domain name. I was hearing you, but you were cutting off about using these names that we think of. I mean, why do I think that people are going to buy from a company that I am whatever the broker for, rather than me using using my name as an internet,
Okay.
URL.
Okay. The fact is, if you're New York Life or Payne Weber or Smith Barney that advertises on tennis tournaments, you could say my name's Jorge from Smith Barney, and people like you. That's why New York Life is advertising for the last 100 years. The company you keep, they're trying to make it easy for their brokers to close deals. You guys, you're a licensed insurance agent in the state of Florida. It's you. You're the name. I would highlight you, the person, as part of your marketing plan, so you don't have to give half your commission to Metropolitan Life or New York Life.
All right. Well, I'm never going to use their name because they're not really tied to me in any way.
Right. So you will always be tied to yourself. Based on that,
okay.
Take advantage of it and realize when you're opposite a customer, that's what they're concerned about is you and the name of the company, but it's basically you. So definitely don't shy away.
They're not concerned in me writing them up with Mutual of Omaha, with one of these other companies. George, you're just like the tool to hook me with these people.
Right, but the fact is, a lot of these people don't even know anything. Like that came off the top of your tongue, the tip of your tongue, the name of the insurance company. A lot of your customers have no idea about anything, but they see you before them. So anything you could do to make yourself seem more professional, that you're at the top level of the industry, is the way to go. And I believe highlighting you, your photograph, you being out there available is the most effective technique.
Okay. Thank you.
And sometimes when you attempt to, be something that you're not, and it just doesn't give that nice feeling. Like I go into my password protected back office, which maybe I'll do screen sharing again later. And I see some of these domain names are really bad. They just, instead of making someone feel comfortable, they give you the opposite feeling, such as really long domain names are really bad. But as I put more people are you taking my advice, I see a lot of recent people are doing exactly what I'm saying. It just seems professional.
So you think insurance.com is a bad name?
If you could purchase insurance.com, please do it, and life will be good. But I would probably sell it the next day for $10 million and retire. Okay, I believe Mr. Silverio, Jose from Massachusetts. Hello, Jose.
Hello, Dave. How you doing?
Very good. I noticed you subscribed as well to get rid of these ads, but you're not properly hosting for whatever reason. I've mentioned a few times I do want you to do it yourself, but if you, for whatever reason, don't do that step 1 and step 2, I can do it for you. But definitely get this website in your own domain name in the proper format. It's much better for you to do it yourself. You'll see how easy it is. And you'll also be able to create websites for other businesses if you want. But definitely get this website on your own domain name. This is a tough business. You have to have every advantage you have that you could have to come across as a professional person. Let's not, not spend, $5 or $10 a year for whatever reason. Spend the $5 or $10 to GoDaddy or whatever the domain company is, and it should help you close deals.
Hey, but I got a question.
Sure, Ken. What is your question?
Okay, so if I spoke to you yesterday on the phone, so I paid to have the ads removed. I don't ads
Okay, let me see, Ken. Similar to yourself, I did notice that you paid the $4. Just keep in mind, in the future, if you ever sell through us, I'll refund that money to you. I just put Jose on mute, who's making a little bit of noise. Ken, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, so just keep in mind, you immediately you paid the $14.99 a month to get rid of those ads. If you sell through us, it's a pretty simple formula. Every 30 days, it's $14.99 or a sale. So you can imagine if you don't sell anything through us for a year, you paid $15. Eventually, if you end up selling through us, if you ever get to a situation where you're doing more than 12 sales, you'll cancel that, automatic payment deal, and I'll refund whatever you sent before. But please only request the money where I could do it one time. If you know you're going to be selling through us on a regular basis, maybe I'm having a hard time explaining it, but I believe you know what I mean. Instead of sending like $14.99, on Tuesday, then next Wednesday sending another one, it's just easier to send it in one lump sum, and eventually you'll get off that automatic payment. If you go into your password protected back office where it says latest news, we have a lot of companies. I'm pushing 2 life insurance companies in particular. One is the Final Expense, another is the major insurance company. But if you're into Medicare or health insurance, we have every company. All you got to do is send me an email with the word "send me contracting for health." I'll send you the link and you do the contracting. There's lead systems as well. Even if you don't need anything, but you may have noticed we're pushing a dental plans. You click where it says dental plans, you'll notice it's a really good deal. It says featuring dental plans, discount dental plans. You get 30% commission first year, 10% thereafter. You show up at the dental office with a piece of paper stating exactly how much they're allowed to charge you as a dentist. So it's something that I've noticed that when people buy it in 2015, they continue paying it year after year after year. And I've seen it. And I have it myself, and I would never go to the dentist without that plan. It would be incredibly uncomfortable where you have no idea what these people are charging. So you could sell one of those plans to you for all it matters. You go into your password protected back office where it says PayPal, sales list, etc. You input the sale. You'll notice the banner ads disappear for 30 days. And that is the scoop. As I mentioned, we are here 6 days per week, or I should say I'm here 6 days per week, Monday to Thursday, 12 noon Eastern time, Saturday, Sunday, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm starting to do this on YouTube. If anyone could go to my YouTube page, subscribe, like, make a comment. I almost feel like I want to be a TV star, but hey, maybe that will happen one day. But in the meantime, this programming stuff will help you make more money. The contracting that we're offering is far superior to anything you could get into the marketplace. I guess we're in the middle of something. I suppose when we're all done completely, I will not be offering contracting. There's a huge flaw in our system. The huge flaw happens to be that the average insurance agent who comes into our system or comes into this industry is not suitable for this industry, and they don't make sales. So that's why these other marketing companies have regional offices and they have recruiters and managers and all these other type of situations. And what these people do is they bring in new people. They have you write out a list of your 15 or 20 favorite relatives, and they make sure that these 15 or 20 people are approached. And I suppose 5, 10, or 15 of these people are sold an insurance policy. In our system, we don't have those local offices. We don't have those recruiters. In essence, I am looking for the top level, which is you guys. I suppose when everything is said and done, I will not be offering any contracts whatsoever. And all I'll be saying is, hey, join Jorge's teams or join Ken's team. Because based on experience, I know that the vast majority of people coming in do not make sales. So hopefully you guys take your job seriously on an academic level, whether it be lead systems, coming across as professional, learning the product, but this is completely on you. No one is holding your hand. The insurance companies need salespeople. My company supplies salespeople to these companies. Because I'm doing so little besides providing this technology, which is built already, that's why I'm able to give you these game-changing good deals. But it's definitely up to you to learn the product and be the rainmaker, which is a very unusual system in this insurance industry. No one else is doing that technique. I believe, Barney, you've been in this business for a while?
Yes.
Okay, is that correct that there's very few or no one is doing the technique that I'm using, which is basically telling you it's your business, do whatever you want?
You're right.
But if you want to stay in this business and make a living, you have to implement that. You have to do it. You know, if you have someone hold your hand, all they're doing is holding your hand and robbing you blind, which does not help you in a long-term basis. Okay, I am on YouTube. I know there's a couple of people here. James did sign up. At least he did sign up. Who else we have? I'm on. Let me check out my Facebook page. Facebook page. What it says here. Anyone else have a question or wants to say hello? Okay, let me answer Patrick's. Okay, Patrick's, I'm most interested in organic leads. I believe buying leads is cost effective. What you offer for agents individual, I think, is a better option. Along with, okay, you do everything. You need to make a living. You have to wake up in the morning, Patrick, and you have to make $1,000 a week, which is $200 a day. If it
I meant not cost effective.
Is not cost effective, but do a combination of everything. The most cost effective technique out there, Patrick, happens to be being good at your job. Your job is to get in front of people and to close deals. Hold on a second. Hold on, someone's calling me. I'm actually on a video conference call right now. Do you want to come in the house? Should I open the door? Okay, I'll see you at 9 o'clock. I'll see you then. Bye-bye. Okay, we are good. So, Patrick, the most effective technique to stay in this business and to make that golden number of $1,000 a week, when you stay in the business and this is suitable for you, you should really make $2,000 a week, which is, $100,000 a year. But, it's a hard job. It's not a pleasant job. It's almost like the people that take out the garbage in New York City. They make $100,000 a year because it's not a pleasant job. It's not a pleasant job to randomly go in front of people every day, do some sort of sales pitch, put a pen in front of them, or do it telephonically and convince them to agree with you. This is something that most people cannot do or do not want to do. And if you're good at it, you have to make $2,000 a week. So
Let me ask you, what about approaching mostly business folks? And when I say business folks, you can get names of businesses for all over the place, right? So you're not concerned about any intrusion or any access to people, and offering them high ticket items like annuities,
right,
IULs, and getting away from the final expense market where chargebacks are notorious.
Okay, let me just mention that, Patrick. You are correct. You may have noticed ever since we got that contract with major insurance company, which I'm not mentioning on this call, because if I do, it's not good because we're on YouTube live feed and Facebook live feed as well. But if you send me an email with the word, please send me contracting for major insurance company, I will send you the contracting. It's up to you to learn the product line. The company we are pushing has seminars 5 days a week. It's a somewhat complicated product. It's not that complicated, but they do have seminars 5 days per week. If you could master that situation, you'll end up selling policies $300, $400, $500, $600, $700 per month. That's what people pay. And it just so happens the technique that we have, which is the website for business owner, is probably superior to anything out there. and people will love you. They will respect you, and we're just getting started. And in the meantime, in the meantime, Patrick, I should mention, if you go through us as opposed to through the people next door, our commission levels are substantially higher than anyone else in the business. So if you haven't sent me that email requesting contracting with major insurance company, please do so. Kay did respond, says, thanks, David.
I know which company you're referring to.
Right, that is correct.
And I'm not going to mention it either, but I had a bad experience moving in elsewhere and got into a retirement advisory program, which didn't work out for me. And I don't know if you have an alternative because I can't move it back.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, okay, we're cool. I should just mention, Patrick, these companies have 6 months without making sales. And at that point, if you have another alternative, I can move you back over. But I've mentioned quite a few times, if you do contracting through us and money comes in, you could offer these websites from morning till night for every plumber, every electrician, every business owner in your city, and there'll be no ads on their site. Everything is paid for. The provision is if something's coming in. So what I would
information on that on your site, what you're referring to now, because I like the idea of what you're referring now. Do you have that by any chance?
Patrick,
information on how to partner with these other professional.
Patrick, let me answer the question. Once you set up your website properly, you get on Google Local, Bing Places, Google Maps. You figure out how good it is to have video at the top of your website or slide or show, especially if you have a video of yourself. You write a couple of paragraphs of content, you switch from one template to another. You realize how easy this stuff is. You could give a slight sales pitch or explanation of Google search engine optimization, which is basically original content, time on site, that gets it to the top. That's the sales pitch. Google started this business 20 years ago. They wanted people to use their stuff, so give people what they want, which is the real companies at the top. You can imagine for a plumber and electrician, you're not going to say to him like I'm doing to you, say do it yourself. You'll do it for them. These people will love you. They'll be completely dependent on you, and you sell them whatever you want. That is the sales pitch.
Next question for you, David. As a substitute to this
Patrick,
company that we're talking about, what's a substitute?
I don't have a substitute right now. I'm working my tail off to get a second company because I should have a second company specifically for the instance for someone in your situation where I could say, hey, sell this other company, wait 6 months, we go back and forth. I just don't have it right now. I would imagine I'm racking my brains to become bigger and bigger and bigger. I'm telling my programmer, finish up this program. Get these 10, 12, 13,000 people in our system to use our system. Eventually, these companies get jealous. They want agents. I'm learning how to do YouTube. I'm on YouTube and Facebook live stream. At a certain point, we will get the second company. We just don't have it right now. The alternative would be to not sell this product for the next 6 months, and you can do contracting through us for that. That is the only alternative I have right now.
But you still have some other companies that offer annuities.
I actually don't. I actually don't. We were going through systems before where I offered all the companies through some sort of brokerage platform. It did not work out. And one of the reasons is agent for you, it's different because you're with this company, but you are the exception. But for the vast majority of insurance agents, they have to learn the product line, they have to sell and make a living. Some of the most successful insurance agents out there are New York Life. New York Life agents only sell one product and they do well. And I suppose we could duplicate that type of system through what we're offering right now. Let me answer Kay. Kay did make a comment. Thanks, David. Leads are important. You are correct, Kay. The only thing I would mention is if for some reason you're doing a particular lead system for an extended period of time, it's not a bad idea to sit back, think, and see, hey, what can I do better? If you can do better, if it's possible, it's not a bad idea because making the vendor not rich is a good way to stay in business. Always try to think of what you could do better. But if you happen to have a very good relationship of people who are doing exactly what they're supposed to, please continue that, especially when it comes, and these are the experts. If these people are legitimate experts on providing leads, go with them. I believe that is reasonably accurate. Kay, is that correct?
Yes, I think it's a great start, David, because you can also get referrals.
Right, but just keep in mind that this whole thing about incentive-based marketing blows away any lead system, whether it be legacy safeguard or putting on your website that you're an expert on what the various funeral homes are charging, you offering last will and testament to people, spending money, $20 per postcard, whatever works.
You have to do it all.
You got to do it all, but coming across as a professional, offering a needed service is the way to go. Someone did mention to me what the most cost-effective lead system out there. I can tell you, your job as an insurance agent is to get in front of people and to close deals. Getting in front of people is synonymous with the word lead. Closing deals is being good at speaking to people. If anyone needs to be good telephonically, if you work in a call center for an extended period of time, a place that forces you to work, forces you to sit up straight, is always threatening to fire you if you do not meet the quota. Inevitably, what happens within 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 months, you get really good on the telephone. That's what. So being good on the telephone is a good place to start. Being good face-to-face, I suppose if anyone is not good or so good face-to-face right now, if you wake up in the morning and you knock on doors for 6 months in a row in apartment-type complexes, you will be good face-to-face at the end of 6 months. So I guess it's like anything else. If you do it, you get good at it. Those are the two skill sets that one needs. You have to be good on the phone. You have to be good face-to-face. Then you've got this lead generation issue, which does involve either spending money or initiating it yourself. I have noticed that a lot of very successful insurance agents, oftentimes it's a husband and wife team, because we are talking about two tasks. One is getting in front of people and one is closing deals. So if you have the wife or the husband doing one thing and the other person doing the other, it tends to work well. So ideally what we need is for people to be making $2,000 a week, where they can afford either to marry a girl who's good at that second task, or hire someone to do that second task, and that's a great way to make a living. Okay, as I mentioned, let's say I want. Okay, Patrick asked a good domain name. If you've got, let me get Patrick back on the call. Patrick, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, what is your last name?
Valad.
Okay, you've got a clear name. It's not too long, or it doesn't have a lot of vowels. It sounds
What's the French last name?
Well, the French don't use vowels, which are good, because vowels. I did mention on that page that a vowel and a vowel don't really work together. So if your name is Mario Andretti Insurance, you've got two I's, Andretti Insurance. So it gets a little confusing. So if it has that harsh, clear name, it sounds a little bit, Smith Barney, Payne Weber, Charles Schwab. These are clear names. So Villard Insurance, Villard Agency, just whatever is listed on this page. If I come up with other good domain names, I'll write it. But Villard Financial, Villard Consulting, the V is a little bit, it doesn't roll off the tongue, but it does roll off to a certain extent.
Okay, thank you.
But if you keep, but remember, your job is to have these people remember you. If you start getting confusing and saying, Sanford Hills Health, Life, and Auto Doc, it's weird. This is like, you want them to remember you.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Brandon, you probably don't want to use Brandon because, you're in different parts. Central Florida, life insurance or whatever you want. It's very ambiguous. It's not really memorable. And it may be taken.
Right.
But definitely, Kay, I'll get back to that. Leads are important. Believe me, if I was in the lead business, I would say, hey, leads are the most important thing. Buy my leads. It just so happens I'm not in the lead business. Maybe that's why I'm talking the way I am. But the end result is you have to set up a system where you are making $200 or $1,000 a week. Eventually you eventually have to get to $2,000 a week. So if you're using a lead system that is getting you at that level, go for it.
And you can write your leads off. That's your business expense. You just have to get moving.
Right. That is the case. That is the case. But realize, speak to these, you're speaking to these lead companies. They're experts at that. One of the good things about these major lead companies, which I do list on our lead page. In fact, the company that Kay is using, I am listing on that page, NAAIP.org/lead-services. And I'm pretty sure the first one I list was Need a Lead. It says here, let me see what it mentions. It's right at the top. It says fixed price FEX leads and Walmart mailers from Need a Lead. You click it, it takes you to their website. You speak to one of their experts. And I spoke to them probably 2 or 3 years ago. Kay spoke to them even more recently, and she mentioned they're charging $20 per filled out postcard.
I might say, David, that all of your lead companies are not created equal. So you have to be very careful because some of them are out there reselling the leads over and over again.
Right, I get you. Okay, I did list, as far as I know, the 4 biggest ones out there. I listed Need a Lead, which is the first. Scroll down, there's a company called Peter Hingham from Lead Concepts. You got Marv at Target Leads and Kramer Direct. So that is 4 lead companies that are listed. I believe these are 4 of the biggest ones out there.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
Have you come across Russ Jones telemarketing leads? Let me get Patrick back off mute again. Regarding telemarketing lead, there's such a difference in quality. And this is something where if you set up, I should mention postcards, it's hard to compete with companies that have printing presses and make these postcards and have these big forklifts to take stuff to the local office. But when it comes to telemarketing, you're dealing with an individual who's waking up the morning and making phone calls. And I could tell you that the vast majority of these telemarketing live transfer companies are using Filipino call centers. And that's something that you could do better than them. Why? Because you're supposedly very good at sales and closing, if I'm not mistaken. And I do list, as you scroll down, it does mention other services. I'm on that page, NAAIP.org/lead-services. NAAIP members will receive tutelage as to setting up lead generation, expert advice. YouTube and other lead companies are great tools for example sales pitches. Your lead generator, Telepro, should generate between 1 and 2 leads per hour. There are American companies. You could click that American company and speak to them. They will hire the Filipino for you and charge you $20 per appointment and schedule your day via Google Calendar contacts for you to run appointments. You would have to supply them a list of names to call. I spoke to these people a couple of years ago. They were charging, it was like $12. They came out with something that I speak to them a month ago. They changed their whole system. But in the meantime, the reason I would suggest that you not hire a live transfer lead company for telemarketing very seriously is because these are skill sets that you have to have. You may be okay at telemarketing. If you do it yourself, you'll become much better. And that's going to help your close ratio on a face-to-face basis. And that will keep you in the business, and that'll majorly affect your income. This is one of the skill sets where if you have at a top level, you become rich. So I would do everything you could do to develop that skill set. And buying telemarketing leads and paying someone to be on the phone for 6, 7, 8 months at a time from morning till night, that develops their skill set. It doesn't necessarily develop your skill set.
Right.
So I would get,
That's why
I would definitely get good at this skill set. When you feel comfortable that you're good at that skill set, that's when you hire your Filipino, or just like these live transfer lead companies that you would be purchasing these live transfer leads from. And you could get these people at $3, $4, $5, $6, $7 per hour. Right below that paragraph, it mentions the word home-based telemarketer marketplace, 20,000 phone pros, freelancers, software included. If you click that, it takes you to outbounders.com. That's where you hire these Filipinos. And keep in mind, if you're good at the telemarketing and you hire someone at $3 or $4 an hour, because you're the boss, these people become much better, and that's how you become rich. And that's how you develop a business. If you could,
no, I certainly agree.
if you could do it for one person, you could do it for another person, then you have the team. You've got the best contracts through our company, and you could recruit agents and whatever it takes to make stuff happen. But that's really how you develop a business. Patrick, you did mention the word French. I'm not sure how the internet connection is in Haiti, but I do know the salaries are pretty darn low. So, someone has a computer in their house, whatever the price is. If you have a list of people that speak that language, you can make a really good living as long as you're the boss and make sure people are good at what they do. I know in Miami, you have a lot of people who speak Haitian, where you are. Creole, where you are in Central Florida. Are there people that speak that language?
Yeah, you do. You have that.
But not as much. I guess there is, and they're not hard to find based on databases, based on first and last name.
Sure.
If you get the list and you just hire someone to dial for dollars, you say, "Hey, dial for dollars," and we go from there.
Yeah, getting the list is another key question.
That's hard list.
So it's not. So that's why I'm thinking, calling business folks on my own and develop that skill set on my own. Then again, like I mentioned to you earlier, you're talking to a different clientele that actually has money and know what they want, and they have the level, enough sophistication to understand when you're talking to them about high level, complicated.
Okay, that is what
products
I'll just mention New York Life, because that's really the business model that the company I'm pushing, the major insurance company, they've got the same business products and all that other good stuff. So, it's the same product, and those people dress nice. I suppose not everyone in that company who walks in is a uber professional, but the manager or the recruiter requires them to be professional. They all know how to take your business photographs wearing a tie and a suit. They put it on their business card or their website. This is something that you are doing, but as a bonus, instead of starting out at a 50% commission, you get double the money, which I guess is some sort of incentive.
Right. So like I'm saying, speaking to more sophisticated products that people who actually have money.
Right.
It's a total different ball game.
Right. It is a different ball game, but remember, it's the skill set of. Right. It's the skill set of learning the product. And none of these products are that complicated. You say, if you Google the word IUL information, if you Google the word IUL information, I want it to be at the top for IUL information. How do you get to the top for that keyword? You write interesting stuff, that has good time on site.
The key idea, David, that I want to convey is tax-free income, down the road. College funding is another key phrase. The products. And
okay, actually, Patrick, let me just mention how I know this product. I'm creating a website. I want everything to be at the top of the search engine to get people in the system. So, even before we had the contract from a major index universal life company, I wrote up a page with the word NAAIP.org/IUL-information. Lo and behold, a year or two later, this is number one in Google. I'm like, what the flying heck? The reason I went to number one in Google, I did a little bit of research. I explained in Index Universal Life in layman's terms after watching, doing 30, 40 minutes of info. Let me just read this page. If anyone wants to see the page I wrote, all you have to do is Google the word IUL information, space between those two words. And it's a pretty simple sales pitch. It's not a complicated sales pitch. And here are the bullet points. It says Index Universal Life. The bullet point number one, life insurance policies have been granted by U.S. federal law tremendous tax advantages that allow the policy to, bullet point one, pay premiums with after-tax income. Number two, receive death benefit tax-free. 3, supercharge investment growth by overfunding the policy to take advantage of tax deferral. Next will be borrow money from overfunded amounts in the policy at a very, very low interest rate. Next, lower the amount of life insurance as in force as one gets older when the cost of insurance gets expensive. Next, let IUL illustration software show you the maximum amount of cash you could dump in the policy to enjoy tax deferral and eventually tax-free money. That's the sales pitch. We've got a couple more bullet points which I wrote. The IUL insurance is the only product in the USA that allows virtually unlimited investment that eventually can be withdrawn tax-free.
Right.
Next, a modified endowment contract, MEC, happens if too much money is dumped in. A MEC will cause a taxable event. The insurance company will advise you in order to prevent this occurrence. Next, an IUL allows the policyholder to enjoy the upside of the stock market, yet not lose money when the market goes down. The next bullet point is virtually every life insurance in the USA now offers an IUL. Then it says NAAIP is a broke. Okay. Then there was one bullet point I did not understand when I was reading about this product, but eventually I wrote this page, which is number one in Google when you Google the word Index Universe IUL information. I had no idea. Well, I read a little about it. There's something called an AG 49 look back period. In my thing, I wrote, what is it? So I wrote a paragraph, a couple of sentences. What did AG 49 look back period? One of the big thing is these illustrations are showing tremendously incredible upside or average returns. So my question was, how is this possible? And they're using AG 49 look back period, which is on this webpage, which is NAIP.org/IUL-information. And my other question I had is, how are they guaranteeing upside with no downside? And they're using something called a call option. So I wrote this page, which is very much just me doing a couple hours of research. And I suppose I could sell this policy because you have whatever you're selling, you have to explain to your customer in layman's terms. And apparently I did this pretty successfully because this page ended up at the top of the search engine. And it does explain what a call option is, which is how they end up doing this stuff. And what it told me when I wrote this page, that this illustration software, which is showing 7 and 8% upside, is not realistic in a low interest rate environment. Just to let you know, that's one of the things I discovered. And apparently, that's part of life. Insurance companies are always trying to make their stuff seem better than it is, but it seems that this is not sustainable in a low interest rate environment. And as I see the sales coming in for this major insurance company, I have noticed that I spoke to a woman that was making a lot of sales. I said, how are you making all these sales? She said, the whole life policies are paying 5% interest, no qualms, no strings, safe. safe money. And that's what this woman was selling all day with these whole life policies, because the illustration software looks good on that 5% compounded just as well as the IUL, which is showing a little bit more, but it just seems a little bit, a little bit weird that it's that you're showing 7 and 8% interest rate. Let me ask Patrick, who knows more about this business than I do. What I'm saying, is that correct or not? Okay, I muted my phone. When did I mute my phone? Man, how long have I been on mute?
At least a minute.
Okay, let me just mention, I was reading that page about Index Universal Life. I was reading that page. I was talking about the tax deferral, and I did mention a couple of statements that there was a woman who was selling whole life policies in the IUL, and I asked her, why aren't you selling? What the fuck? My thing is muting again. My phone muted again. Why is it muting? And I asked her, why are you selling whole life and not IUL? And she's telling me that 5% on these mutual companies is not a bad deal. Is that correct, Patrick, to an extent? Because the 7% that they're showing on these illustrations is not realistic.
Well, you brought up a very interesting point that in a low interest environment, it changes everything. You can't really, because you have to provide full disclosure.
Right.
Right. And what does that mean? Most agents don't want to get into the weeds. So to avoid the weeds, meaning get into too much explanation that bewilders the prospect, they're going to try to give them high level information. And that may mean leaving out some of this information about, and as a matter of fact, a lot of agents may not even be aware of not take into consideration the interest environment that we're in.
Right, because I explained on this page a call option, which is how they have an indexed a zero downside, only upside. It's a call option, which means the insurance company takes 95% of the money and they have to get to 100% at the end of the year. So if interest rates are 3%, they have to take 97% of the money, or 97.2, whatever it is. They have to put into a bond, so they get to 100 by the end of the year. So they only have 3% to buy a call option, and that's the upside.
Okay. Yeah, I understand the call option. I was a stockbroker in New York back in the 90s. I do have an idea, some recollection.
Right, I get you.
Yeah, so you're talking about hedging, against loss.
Right, but that particular page, I did a little bit of research on an Index Universal Life, and that's what I came out with. And I guess that's a decent explanation. It's a decent explanation. It did go. I should probably make a video on that. I bought a camera. I have to learn how to.
Matter of fact, the anonymous product that we were talking about, hinted about, you probably also mentioned living benefits. Which
right, that particular company has more living. Right, it has more living benefits than any company in the marketplace. If you go through their literature, you'll see a brochure on that.
I've seen that before. It's a key selling proposition.
Right, and whatever works. But in the meantime, if you could get on this team, because Patrick, what I'm actually looking for on a hopefully sooner than later is to fully develop this website system with the white label, where I am no longer developing contracting insurance agents directly. I would be tickled pink if we have guys in different cities in America say, hey, join Patrick's team in Greater Orlando. Join XY's team, because I can tell you the vast majority of people coming into this system do not close deals. They don't. A lot of people don't even not a lot. Most people don't even figure out that they could sell themselves a policy. We've got people that have errors in admission. They get all excited. They buy the E&O, and you figure, and eventually they become non-insurance agents. Before you become a non-insurance agent, it's probably not a bad idea to sell yourself one of these policies and at least make the first year commission. So we've got people that aren't even doing that. They're not selling their family members policies. And I know when you have these recruiter type systems where you have local managers, that's what they push for from day one. at least sell you and your relatives policies. And that's not something I'm able to do through the system now, where I'm sitting in front of a desk and speaking to a computer programmer all day. So hopefully we could get you back on this company that we're pushing. And at a certain point in time, I will get that second company. It's not that hard to get that second company. All I do is have to show them, we've developed, 10, 20, $30 million of business for XYZ insurance company. And, they'll offer me their contract yesterday.
Right. Yeah, no, there's a lot of potential for big things based on what you're doing.
We're sort of towards the tail end, I suppose. I was about to. We hired someone to do a CRM, and my programmer says this is going to take 2 months to do the CRM. We've got the database. This whole system is based on databases, so it's halfway built. If you click around to my lead page, there's a bunch of clicks there. I do recommend CRMs. You've got one there that's charging $15 a month, which I suppose is
awesome.
Pretty simple. It's called Less Annoying.
They offer you opportunity to do drip marketing as well.
Right. It's whatever they're offering, we'll do. I hired a computer program to make something similar, and we'll have similar, which we attach to the NAAIP website. They say that it's going to take them 2 months to do it, which probably means it's going to take 3 months, but they say 2 months. But
so is there a timer to be on this conference? I see the timer up above.
No, I don't know. I joined this company called uberconference.com. They came up with this timer feature. I have no idea why. I try to shut it off. Let me just go into the system. Like, how do I shut off this timer system? Okay, let me go there. Right. There's no timer. It's supposedly a reminder to me to to do stuff, but I don't want a timer. Let me see what it says here.
I mean, I clicked it off. It went off. I clicked it. But
okay, I have no idea. I clicked mine off. I went into my settings. Let me go into my settings again. Settings. What's it called? Uberconference.com. So it's on yours as well. It's not just on mine.
I clicked it. I X'd it out.
Right. Okay. Let me go to my menu. What does it say? Settings. Maybe I go into my settings. Where does it say? Enable automatic recording. Allow conferences. I guess I hear.
Hey, David.
I hear you.
Hey, this is Barney. I'm gonna have to get off the call. I've got an appointment to get to. But as far as my IP address and all that, just go to step 2.
Right, you gotta do. Okay, if you want me to check that you've done step 1, which there's a decent chance you didn't do because you didn't follow step 2, which means you're, for whatever reason, instructions were not followed. But in the meantime, I could check to see if you've done step 1, so we don't get you crazy. Let me just go to the page. What is that page? It's called what's my DNS.net. I go there. What is your domain name?
My domain name is Humphrey Life Insurance Services.
Okay, I don't like that domain name for whatever reason. It just doesn't give me that funny feeling that you're at the top of the profession based on the DOP services. Remember, you already have Humphrey Life Insurance. What's it called? Humphrey Life Insurance .services.
Yes.
.com seems pretty easy to get. I mean, maybe it's not available for that, but acronyms are probably available. jhumphrey.lifeinsurance.com or jhumphrey, shumphreylife.com. Keep it as short as possible. Since it's not even short, then you add .services and not .com, it seems a little bit, not good. Okay, as I expected, because you were asking me about this, that you never did step one. I was assuming that there's a decent chance you didn't do step one even. The IP address was not done properly.
Okay.
So you did not do step one. But in the meantime, I would probably get a refund on that domain name and repurchase it, realizing that shorter is better. You're trying to develop a reputation as a professional in your area. And the fact is that you have Humphrey Life Insurance .services gives me that oozy feeling that you're not a professional.
Okay.
HumphreyLifeInsurance.com is almost borderline because it's pretty long, but it's not that bad. But when you put that .services, I just get a bad feeling.
Okay.
Acronyms work. BHInsurance.com or BH Life Insurance, whatever it is, your initials or something, or bhumphreylife.com. That's short. It just sounds better. It sounds more professional.
Okay.
If you could just do it with Humphrey, it's probably even better.
Okay.
Even barneyhumphrey.com, if that's available, it makes the point.
Okay.
As long as it's .com, it just sounds much better.
Okay.
But I would get a refund and start all over again.
Okay. Good deal.
Okay, we're good in that regard. Okay, Juanito from Texas. Hello, Juanito.
Yes, sir. Good morning.
Good morning. What's up, Juanito?
I have a question.
Sure.
I have a question. Can we insure a business company?
One more time. I have to hear you again.
Can we have a business insurance? Can we do it?
Okay, it depends what your license is. Most people come into this system with life, health, annuities, Medicare. If you've got property and casualty license, you could sell it. I personally, my company doesn't have any contacts with companies for property and casualty. You may have seen the website could be edited for anything. You do whatever you want on this website. We did put up an auto insurance quote engine. Juanito, do you have a property and casualty license?
No.
So you're in a similar situation.
Only life and health. Medical and final expense.
Okay, so you are good. Remember, your job is to wake up in the morning, get in front of people and to close deals and to come across as an expert. That is your chosen profession.
I submitted one application yesterday with the NSD. I submitted one application. I think it's incomplete. I like the health risk assessment.
Excellent. I'm glad to hear that. Remember, it's a hard business. You have to be good at your business to survive. When you get into this business, you have to keep in mind that the average American person is making $1,000 a week. If you're good at this job, which means you do what you're supposed to, you should be doing double that, which is $2,000 a week. So hopefully good things will happen.
Okay, I will try it. Especially this COVID time, I have to start to meet people face to face.
Excellent.
Online recording. Yeah.
Okay. In the meantime, I'm speaking to Juanito as if he should be good at his job. I'm trying to get more good at my job. My job, somehow, some way, is to get people to become a YouTube star. So if anyone on this call could subscribe to my YouTube channel, in addition, like and comment on anything you see, especially these 6-day per week conference call, which I have Monday to Thursday, 12 noon Eastern time, Saturday, Sunday, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. If anyone can help in that regard, I certainly appreciate.
How do I
You go to YouTube and you do a search for NAAIP, something will pop up, and you'll see we're live streaming this 6 days a week. Okay, in the meantime, to make life a little bit more exciting for the people on the call, I will be screen sharing my call. I attempted to do it before. For whatever reason, my computer started going in and out. But I will attempt again, because what we're really trying to do is get people excited about this live, this white label system where you'll have an admin panel just like I have. And you could see in this back office, I believe you're looking at my screen now. Let me see if Patrick, can you see my screen?
Hold on 1 second. Yeah, I can.
Okay, so you see my screen. A gentleman named James signed up, Tammy, Jason, 13,030 people have signed up over the past couple of years. I'm really trying to get these people to use the website, put the website on their own domain name. One of the big issues we're running into is people sign up and that's it. And these are the last 50 people that have signed up. Beatrice properly put the website on.
Right as I'm speaking to you, I'm trying to log on to the website so I can start working on my website, reactivate it, and I can't get in. It's giving me, some kind of error message.
Okay, I'll figure out. In the meantime, let me just show you this back office, and I'll get to your issue right afterwards. The issue that we're running into when I do say we're doing this white label system so you guys could take over the business, I'm not joking around. You see that the last 50 people that have signed up, you have Beatrice put the website on her own domain name. You see it right here where it says website URL. Scroll down a little bit. You see Brent has done it, so that's 2 out of 50. Mr. Bolton did it, so that's 3. You've got Easy Life, that's Marcus, that's 4, 5, 6. There's about 8 or 9 people that have properly put the website on their own domain name, which is a far cry from the 50 that have signed up in the last week.
When you say have done what? I was distracted for a minute and I was trying to log on. They've done what?
They've properly put the website in their own domain name. The most basic thing in this business is to come across as a professional. So if someone say, "Hey,"
up a little bit.
Okay, I'm gonna.
Yeah, you're breaking up.
Okay, I'm gonna take a stop share. Okay, I'm not sharing my computer anymore, so I believe it's gonna come in clearer. Okay, so the most basic thing is to come across as professional. So if someone says, "I'm giving you a top level computer program website," for peanuts, it's probably something you should take advantage of. If I was doing screen sharing and my computer was good, I would show you companies that are charging $100, $200, and $300 a month for a website, which is inferior to what we're offering. And you could see that yourself if you Google the word financial advisor website, and you see exactly what I'm talking about.
I believe you. I've seen it. I've seen a number of those.
Okay, let me just I've solved that issue. So you did see for a glimmer my password protected back office. And that's actually why I'm looking to get out of this business, because this system has not succeeded in getting people to sell. We do need regional offices, recruiters, people in the field who are money makers and all that good stuff. So that's why I'm showing you my password protected back office, to get you excited so you could take over this business. But in the meantime, Patrick, you did mention you had trouble logging in or something. Let me try to solve that problem.
I was experiencing that because what it's telling me is that you already your first name. I mean, your email is already in use. So okay, that's fine. So I go up to the top where you log in, not where you're signing up, and it's not even. I click on login and it's not taking me to the page.
Okay, forget about login. What we're gonna end up doing is forgot password. Just what is your email address?
Oh, okay. All right, let me try that.
Makes sense. And your last name is VALLARD?
No,
VEI. VEIL.
No. LARD.
Okay, let me see it. I've got you right here. I've got your email address. So all you got to do, Patrick, is retrieve your password. You'll get an email. Hopefully, you'll.
I'm looking for it. Says forgot password or something like that.
Okay, I'll do it. Maybe my hands are going so quick. I just did it for you. So check your email. It's probably coming in the next second. Just make sure these emails don't go to spam. If it does go to spam, put a little star next to it. You could even send me an email back. This way, future stuff doesn't go to spam, because when someone fills out a form on your website, you get an email, the client gets an email, plus it goes into your back office. You got to make sure this stuff doesn't go to spam. Juanito as well, I believe he's on the chat. He said, want to log in. Juanito, are you having similar issue? You can't figure out how to log in? Or Mr. Tronzon? Okay, so you've been in the. Remember, what we're trying to do is get people to properly do this stuff. So I make it easy to log in. You can even log in if you're using a Gmail account, Patrick. You could have clicked where it said log in. You could have clicked just the G, which is short for Google, and that would have logged into the back office if your Google Gmail account is open. So you didn't even need your password.
I'm still going to get in with the link that you just sent me. The link that you just sent me?
I mean, the automatic email that just came to you.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm it shows my page, so I don't know if that means that I'm logged in or.
Okay, I can actually see. I in my password protected back office, I have the latest login. I can see who's logged in. Let me see. Last login.
Yeah, but I'm also concerned, future.
Just double click on where it says Google, and that's going to log in as well.
It says Google.
Just double click on that. That's going to get you in the back. We have people log in every hour, so apparently it is working.
Yeah, I see. But I don't know. I guess I'm logged in because I'm seeing my page that hasn't been.
No, you're probably looking at your website itself. If you're looking at your website itself at the very, very bottom and pretty small, I made it really small. It says the word login, and that's also a click to log in. I made it really small. Because remember, that's for you. It's not for your customer. They don't need to log in.
Oh, I see it. I think, yeah. Member login. Yeah, it's very, yeah. So this is where, okay.
That's one place to log in. The other place to log in is on
an error message.
Just click. Let me see what it says there. Let me see how you log in. It's pretty small. Made it really small. And it does have you the option of Google. Just click the word G. It's going to log in through Google.
Okay.
We got Mr. Tronzon. Juanita, I see you have very dark hair. How do you have such dark hair?
Oh.
How do you have such dark hair? I've never seen someone over 50 years old with such dark hair.
What's wrong with my
Very dark hair.
For some reason, I don't know what's.
Okay, let me try to get you logged in the meantime. Okay. Yeah, I hate to mention it. If I log in, if I do it, you can do it with your password or through Google. Take your pick.
Oh, okay. I can do it with my password. Well, Google easier, as you said. So just go to Google and. No,
just click where it says. Just click where it says log in. In fact, I get an email when you requested your password.
It's at the very bottom where it says member login, and I just click on login, and it takes me to an error page. It's page says error something.
Okay.
Kind of error message.
Okay, let me go to your website. What is your? If you say there's an error, remember these tech companies always have agent support or testers. I'm the tester. And one of the reasons we do this call 6 days a week, if someone ever says there's an error, someone's going to say something. But I don't think it's an error, by the way.
I don't know. Check again and see.
Okay,
what comes up, right, is a picture of what looks like a cell phone.
Right. Okay. Let me just go there myself. I'm on your website. I click member login at the bottom. I'm going to put in. I can't click your Google account because I don't have your Google password.
So click on the G for Google.
Yeah. Click on the G for Google. That's the simplest way to do it.
Now I know what you're referring to. Okay, I got it now. What you're referring to.
This way, you don't have to put in your password. It takes you right there.
All right. It did work.
Wow, life is good. Remember, you could also go to NAAIP.org at the very, very top. There's a click there for member login.
Agent home, yeah. Okay, I'll just make that. I'll put it in as the best way to get it.
Okay, you signed up a couple of years ago, but the website is not on your domain name. If you want to,
that's what I'm gonna work on.
Yeah, I hate to say the word I could do it for you, but I'd like if you could somehow, some way get rid of those ads that pop up. It's $14.99 a month to get rid of those ads. If you ever sell through us in the future, I'll refund whatever you paid. If I see something coming in, you could send me the username password to GoDaddy. You'll get this website in your own domain name. It only takes 3 minutes. So it's probably better if you do it yourself.
You get I'm gonna get the domain name and do everything, the step by step. Is that here? The step by step process. Okay, it's all down here.
Right. If you on our not your website, but at NAAIP.org at the top, there's a click that says the word domains. If you click that, it gives a lot of good information about the various aspects of domain names, including a coupon code, including recommended domain names. It speaks about that you start off at GoDaddy at $5 with a coupon. It eventually goes to $10, then to $18. But there is a company out there that does it for $8.03, but they only accept transfers. And all that information is on that page.
Okay, the page I went to, it takes me to, I do see a very top where it says leads, domains.
Right. So again, one of the clicks is domains, and that has all the information about domains. You're more than welcome to look at. I'll somehow, some way to try to solve my computer issue, so I can do screen sharing. Normally on this call I do screen sharing, and right now we've been on this call for almost 2 hours. I'm about to get off, but if you come back to Monday to Thursday, 12 noon Eastern time, Saturday, Sunday, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, I can make sure this happens. The only thing I'd like you to do is, Patrick, somehow, some way, if you could get rid of those ads so I could help pay our bills. This computer programmer I have is pretty darn good. He likes to get paid.
Okay, which ads are you referring to here?
If you click on your page and you scroll down, since you are over 50 hits, you notice that there's a couple of banners there. One talks about a major final expense company. Another one talks about a conference call being 6 days a week where you could ask any question. I
don't actually see it.
It's on your next time you go to your website, you will see it.
Okay, let me refresh and see if that comes up.
It is there. And there's a third banner ad that says 4 ways to hide banner advertisements. And one of them, and it speaks specifically about the $14.99 to get rid of these ads. And it says, I will refund the money if you sell through us in the future. I suppose, Patrick, since you are big into these bigger type policies, even though I try to come across as very hardcore and very tough, you know what happens if you sell one of these $6,000 index universal life through us. I'll be tickled pink, so I'll give everything back to you, whatever you put in at that $14.99. But normally it's for every sale you make, it's 1 month no ads on the site. But if you could make some big sales,
I mean, the ads don't bother me if I can project everything else that I'm trying to do. they really don't, you know.
Okay, Patrick.
Because look,
Patrick.
I'm looking to see what other. Go ahead.
Once you look at the website, you will understand that the ads are put there specifically that you should not want them to be there. Your job as an insurance agent is to come across as a professional person. My job when I wake up in the morning is to pay my bills, and I cannot pay my bills if no one gives us money. And that's specifically why we put those ads there.
Yeah, no, it's I support that wholeheartedly because you know, you're giving away something that actually
when you say the word we're giving away to a very certain extent. It's really a way to get people in the system, then eventually to have you give us money, whether it be the $14.99 to get rid of these ads. These ads, no one makes money from these ads. If maybe someone will click it, then sell through us or give us the $14.99, but for the most part, that does not happen. It's really designed for you to have you not want them to be there, and you'll either sell through us at these very high commissions, et cetera, et cetera. I should mention, since I feel very confident in the quality of what we're offering, I did tell my programmer to make these ads even bigger. So in essence, you would be advertising for us in a very blatant manner if you decide to do nothing. But
here's the thing. I'm looking at what companies you have here that I may want to be able to jump on and actually sell. You do have annuity companies. You do have life insurance. You've got Medicare supplement. You know. But,
okay, I am going to mention.
You have these products one after another.
That is correct. Let me just mention what we have. We have a major final expense company. We have a major life insurance company. That's all we're dealing with when it comes to life insurance.
I'm trying to stay away from final expense. Like I said, I'm looking for
on the Medicare companies, we have virtually every Medicare company in America, including all the Medicare Advantage companies. So if you want to do through us, we certainly have what's available. So hopefully good things will happen.
And I'm more interested in, Medicare supplement and Medicare Advantage is a second thought. For now, I just put it aside. But I think, even short term life and IUL is basically what I'm looking at.
Okay, we definitely have it. Sadly, we only have one major company right now. In the future, we'll have more. But if anything comes in, it's better. The worst case scenario, Patrick, is you go through other entities, and hopefully, if you want to come across as a professional person, you get rid of these ads, these banners that pop up on your site, which occur after 50 hits. So at least you can help us in some manner, shape, or form to pay our programming. But everything is good.
Look, for people, contrast, compare that to someone paying $200 a month. $50 a month is a no-brainer.
$14.99, and I will refund that to you if you ever sell through us in the future.
So what I'm looking at is what you actually have that I might be able to sell.
Okay, all you gotta do is send me an email, and if good stuff happens, that is good. The email happens to be david@naaip.org.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we are good. Okay, I do have someone here from Palo Alto, California. What is your name in California? I should mention I don't
know. I'm in the area.
Oh, you're pretty close to California. You're in California. What is your name in California?
Yeah. Al Hardwick.
Al, and your last name is?
Yeah. Hardwick. Hardwicke.
Hard?
Wicke.
Al Hardwick with an E.
Yep.
I guess you tell everyone it's Hardwick with an E at the end. That's what you've been saying for many years.
Correct. Yep.
Oh, okay, Al, believe it or not, I've been on this call for 2 hours. We have this call Monday to Thursday, 12 noon Eastern time. California, that's a couple hours previous, 9 o'clock in the morning. Saturday, Sunday, 2 o'clock in the afternoon Eastern time. That may have been the confusion. It did say the word weekends, But in the meantime, we're looking for people to use our technology. There's no strings, no catches, no nothing. Sign up for the website, put the website in your own domain name. We did have a very long discussion here about moving up the search engine. So hopefully good things will happen. Al, have you signed up for the free website already?
No, I am not.
So definitely do that. We do offer additional services over and above that. You can imagine this in essence is an incentive-based marketing program to get people in our system. Then lo and behold, we offer you other stuff. If you want to take it, great. If not, we have over 13,000 people that have registered for this system. I would be tickled pink if even half that amount were properly using what we were doing, because this is definitely a do-it-yourself program, but the technology we offer is superior to anything that you could find in the marketplace. And in order to see how good it is, it's probably a good idea to register.
Very good.
And that is the scoop. Let me see and I'm on this call 6 days a week. I started live streaming this to YouTube, so I'm not sure where you got us, but I'm on live stream on YouTube. And I've been here for 2 hours, which is a long time. About to have a cup of water. I'm on uberconference.com. So if you want to see me, oftentimes I do screen sharing as well.
So David, I'm just gonna go where it says e-contracting portal and just make a note there. Just send that as the email.
Okay, you could send me an email personally, because that just goes to the same place. It's david@naaip.org. Any email that we send you does come from that email address, so you can just reply to it. It's probably best to use that email, because this way it keeps stuff out of spam. If you send me a personal email, the whole algorithm of Gmail says, hey, don't put this stuff to spam.
Okay.
And again, if anyone on this call could join my YouTube channel, subscribe, make a comment, do something, because I've been watching these YouTube videos for the longest time. I'm always thinking, hey, I would like to be some YouTube star. It worked out pretty well for Justin Bieber. Juanito from California.
Yes, sir.
Justin Bieber started on YouTube, and now he's a big star.
Oh, I don't know how to. No, I try to join the new YouTube channel.
Justin Bieber, he's a big star. He's a big star. So that's the scoop there. So let me get to Juanito's situation. I know we've spoken a lot. I want people to properly host this stuff. I figure if I can get people to come across as more professional, there's a likelihood that good stuff is going to happen. So hopefully Juanito has the website on his own domain name. He's got these ads off the site and all that good stuff.
Yeah, I have already, but it did not work because I don't have get any comments or
Okay, let me just Juanito. Okay, did you log in? Let me see, Tronzon. Tronzon. Okay, you're good in that regard. You are subscribing. The only thing I mentioned, even though I say the word it's free and always will be, I just want to let you know if you sell through us, everything is good. But in the meantime, we definitely want Al to sign up. So Al, please sign up, get in our system, and make money. That's what it comes down to.
Sounds great.
Okay, I'm gonna get going right now. I'm on this call 6 days a week at the times I mentioned. I've been here for 2 hours. I'm on camera right now for 2 hours. If you're on Uber conference, we could have a discussion. If you're on YouTube or Facebook, all you're doing is seeing me, and we can't have a discussion. At the very top of NAAIP.org or any of our subpages, it mentions the word conference call. If you click that, it takes you right to the place where it says Uber conference, and we can see each other. Have a terrific rest of the day to all the people here, which includes Juanito, Patrick, and Al from California.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
Take care. Bye-bye. People on YouTube, I know there's, it says there's a couple people on YouTube. Please subscribe to our channel, like, and make a comment. I do appreciate anyone who does this. As I did mention before, I would like to be like Justin Bieber, become famous for YouTube. In the meantime, to interact on a verbal basis or to see screen share, it's only through Uber Conference, which is at the top of NAAIP. Click Uber Conference or conference call, and that takes you to there. I will be back here tomorrow, 12 noon Eastern time, Monday to Thursday, 12 noon Eastern time, Saturday, Sunday, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, which means I will be here tomorrow. But please join the Uber Conference and we'll go from there. I am ending this live stream.